Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Bangers, Bops, and Banter. On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about Hereditary with our special guest.
Hi. Hello, I'm Dan.
Hi, Dan.
The special guest.
What are some fun facts about yourself, Dan?
Oh God. I'm a big I'm a big fan of movies.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I'm specifically a big fan of good movies.
Yeah. Can you
Why?
do me a favor and name 3 good movies?
Jeez. What's that? I can't even name it. What's that one movie? It's like the Wonder Emporium.
Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium?
Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. That's a good one. That's up there.
Yeah.
I know this isn't a movie, but probably like Goosebumps, the whole Goosebumps episodes.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the third one. This one's hard. Probably like Schindler's List.
It's a good list. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Those are some good movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that none of those movies were Hereditary 2018, directed by Ari Aster.
Which is what we're talking about.
There's just so many. There's so many movies out there.
Yeah.
I had to
There's so
pick.
many movies, but only one Garfield the movie.
Oh,
I mean,
Not
there's
all
like
movies
the
can be
sequel.
Garfield.
That's true. It's very hard
that is true.
to be Garfield.
Anyway, let's get into our discussion today. What are we? Dan, do you want to introduce the movie? You were the person who picked it.
Yes. So I picked the movie Hereditary. It's this film Ari Aster directed. Ari Aster's this guy. He makes good movies. What else did he make? He made Midsummer.
Yeah.
That's about it. Anyway,
He's
he
got like another one coming out, right? With like a person
I
or something.
I would assume so.
some guy or girl. Okay, wait. So Hereditary.
Oh, it's with Joaquin Phoenix. That's who.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Hereditary. Do you want me to summarize it? Do you want me to just go into it? Like, what's it about?
You can do whatever. Maybe, I guess, summarize it and then
Summary
we
is
can go
probably good. Yeah.
Okay, so
Feel free to spoil the movie. Like, just lay it all out there.
Yeah, spoilers.
okay, yeah, spoiler. So, Hereditary is about this family, right? And it's kind of like they all have like mental illness engraved. Like, what is it? Like, her mom had like DID and all this shit. Like, she just had an entire like family history. Wait, let me
Okay, this is a very good summary so far, I have to say.
Let me hold on. Let me just look up a synopsis because I'm not doing a great job of this.
Okay.
Hereditary synopsis with spoilers. Yes. Here's a Reddit. Okay. I'm trying to find a good. Okay, here's one. When Ellen, the matriarch of the Graham family, passes away, her daughter's family begins to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry. The more they discover, the more they there's nothing funny. The more they find themselves trying to Trying,
just like, haha, this family is suffering horribly.
trying to outrun the sinister fate they seem to have inherited.
I remember you also laughing at parts of the film that were not funny. So
Wait, what parts?
parts? There are definitely parts where you were like laughing at it, and I was like, "There's nothing funny happening." What is?
I don't know. I laughed at this film a lot too. So
I was just laughing because like I liked your reactions, and I knew there was something scary coming up, and I jump scared Joe, which was nice.
You did. That was not fun. I do not appreciate.
I love
that.
doing that stuff. It's like my favorite. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
What are the thoughts? What are our thoughts? It's a very good podcast so far.
My thoughts are, it's an intense movie. The first time I watched this, I was 18 and I was by myself, and I saw like they make the trailer make it look like really pretty, and like you're like, oh, you're gonna watch like a soft like horror film, like it's gonna be like nice and like a pleasant time, and like maybe a couple jump scares, maybe something, but it's beautiful looking, like it's a nicely shot movie, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be good. And I watched it by myself, like in my house alone. I was alone for like a week, so it was just me, and it was terrifying. It was a traumatizing movie. I like hated it. I gave it like 3 stars because I was like, this movie is really awful. Like, who thought of this?
This movie's awful.
Who got away with this? But the soundtrack's really good. That's all I have to say about it. Soundtrack, I listen to the soundtrack all the time. I listen to the soundtrack when I'm walking, outside. I listen to it when I'm running. I listen to it when I'm like on a train or something, doing anything, and just like it's a good one to like really scare yourself.
We love Colin Stetson here.
Yeah,
Colin Stetson is incredible.
Very cool person.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I take away from this movie. The second time I watched it though, which was last night, was it was very pleasant. I really liked it. I liked watching it with other people. I knew it was gonna happen. I got to scare the shit out of Joe. It was a good time.
Yeah.
The thing, I didn't even find it like that scary, but it was just like a tense moment in the film, and then he just fucking grabbed me. So
I gotta start doing that with people. I don't watch enough like horror movies with people in person though, because I don't really watch horror movies because I don't really get scared. Like, this film didn't scare me. It was definitely, there were like points in the climactic sequence, and I was just like laughing at shit. Especially, okay, when like Toni Collette like flies across the room in the background, that shit was just it's so funny to me. Because it looks so bad. It doesn't look bad, but it just like looks weird and out of place. But anyways, this movie's pretty cool, I guess. Toni Collette gets to fly a lot. Also, Toni Collette's like a really good actress, so there's that.
she gives an amazing performance in the movie.
Excellent performance. She's definitely like the standout of this movie. And honestly, like a lot of movies she's in, go Toni Collette. But yeah, I don't know. This movie also, it's kind of weird, I think, because the first half is just about grief. Like, the first half is just about grief, and it's just exploring like grief and how the family is dealing with grief. And nothing like super crazy really happens. And then the second half is just like, oh yeah, and all this like magic demons and stuff. Have fun. So interesting shift there, I think, in this movie's course, I guess.
It does. I will say it's interesting. I feel like it's maybe like a little bit too slow in the first half.
The first half, Oh, okay. Sorry to interrupt you. I'll get back to you. But one sec. I was honestly like I knew that this was like I knew this was an Ari Aster film, and I didn't like after watching the first half. I was like, was I wrong about this film? Is it just gonna be like this the whole time? Is it just gonna be exploring grief? Because like I'm kind of okay with that. It was maybe going to get interesting. I don't think the first half did like a great job exploring grief, but I think it could have been interesting. And then it was like, oh no, just magic shit. So sorry. Back to you.
I don't know. I feel like for me, it's just like the first half is like a bit slow, but I think it does a good job of exploring like specifically the ways in which people like rationalize death, um, and the ways that the family like reacts in different ways to each like event. So like the son when the well, we're spoiling everything. The son when the daughter like dies, is just killed. He just becomes like catatonic basically. For a while, whereas like the mother's reaction, Toni Collette's reaction, is like hysterical, and over the course of the film, she like starts trying to like rationalize and find other ways out, basically. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I do think the magic stuff is like maybe a bit too much at points. I think the very end, for me personally, is too much. Like it's
Okay.
cause not like what is it, like the very end when Peter is in the treehouse, and then the woman just explains exactly what's happened basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I didn't need that. Like, I felt like I could, like, imply what happened very easily.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. I think this movie actually spoon feeds you like what's going to happen like throughout the movie. Like there are so many like Chekhov's guns that it just is like this thing right here that's gonna show up later. Remember it. Like for example, the grave getting dug up. Like you get that call in like the first whatever like 15 minutes of the movie, and it's like, well, okay, obviously we're gonna see the body later. Or also there's the scene where the mail like slot is open, and a pamphlet with the seance on it enters the slot. And it's like, oh, I guess they're gonna do a seance later.
Oh,
like,
interesting.
I don't know.
Well, I think, well, at least I'd argue the mail slot, at least, like, I feel like implies something different when it's shown. Because I didn't notice the seance. Just to me, it meant, like, they aren't, like, taking,
I mean,
like, they aren't getting
yeah, yeah. It definitely, like, it shows that, too. But I think there are definitely, like, certain things where the movie, to me at least, just made it obvious. I don't know. Like like it shows you the Paimon thing. Like it shows you exactly that in the book when she's looking through all this stuff, and it's like, okay, cool, that's what's happening. I don't know.
Dan, what are you?
Any comments? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I think the first half was it was pretty good. I kind of felt like the pacing of the entire movie, I didn't notice it was slow. Like it was kind of timeless for me. Like I really enjoyed this movie. And maybe it's because I'm not very critical about movies. I just kind of watch movies and I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Toni Collette gave an amazing performance. I think Peter gave an all right performance.
I think for like what Peter's character is, it like fits.
For me, Peter is like very interesting because I think his physical performance, his like body language is very good most of the time, but the way he delivers lines is like kind of like emotionless in a way. Like, at the end, in like the final thing when he's like gets into the attic and Toni Collette's banging her head on the fucking doorway or whatever, and he's like asking her to stop. Like the way he delivers that line, it sounds like he should be like in hysterics or something, but it just kind of sounds like he's like trying, like he's acting it. Do you know what I mean? Like he's trying to act it.
Mm-hmm.
Like his vocal delivery never feels like he's like actually that character. There are some points where it works because he's just like a teenager and his response is like fine. But a lot of the time when he's supposed to be more emotional, it doesn't really work. But like the way he looks like visually and the way he like moves is good. Basically.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I was gonna say, there was one scene in the movie that I was like, why is that even in there? You know? And it was the scene when she's up there, you know, and it's Toni Collette. She's like sawing at her neck.
Yeah.
Or that thing. Like I'm expecting her head to fall off, and I'd be like, oh, another theme of like decapitation, like that makes sense. But it didn't.
No, I mean, it does like eventually because you see her body
after
later
Peter,
and it's headless.
Yeah.
Oh, that was her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
also,
she's in the treehouse.
Yeah, also, after Peter jumps out the window, you hear a thud, like from the attic, which is implied to be her head.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know why the movie doesn't give you the satisfaction of actually seeing the head. It'd be kind of cool, you know. But
I thought she floats back up when he's on the, like, you know how he's like laying on the ground and then she kind of like
she floats up the treehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have a head.
She doesn't have a head. I don't even know.
Yeah. Also, I think it was really funny because she like gets to float up the treehouse and he has to actually climb the ladder. I'm like, haha, loser.
The way she floated up was actually kind of funny. I was like, it was like, goodbye. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I do really love the end. I love a lot of the more horror elements because they're really fun and suspenseful. Like I really love most of the climax. It's just like super fun, really creative with like, I feel like the ways, I guess it's specifically like the ways the film does a good job of just making you like look everywhere in the frame, because most of the time you're trying to find if there's something there or not.
Mm-hmm.
Especially especially since the beginning of the film, there's the one scene where like Toni Collette sees her mom for like a split second in the dark. And that's something I really appreciate. I think like the just atmosphere of the movie is really nice. Oh, and also I want to the little girl's performance, who I looked up like the actress. She was like 16 when the movie came out.
What?
Yeah, it's wild because she's 13. She's supposed to be 13 in the movie, and I was like, I thought she was 10. And but then like it turns out the actress was like 15 or 16, I assume, when it was shot, which is insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, she's, because this film came out in 2018 and she's like 20 now. She's like wild. But I think her performance is really good. For like the small part that she's in it, it's like very she's very creepy. She does a good job of being a creepy little girl, basically.
Yeah. That's all you can really ask for, you know.
Yeah, I've seen her. She's like on TikTok. Like that's the only other place I've seen her.
She is. Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
She has some really. I think I saved one of her TikToks. She's really funny. That's all I have though.
Cool.
Wow. Yeah.
All right. So what's next? Marry, fuck, kill.
What? No. What?
Yeah.
What's next?
What's next?
What's like a little game we can play?
Have we finished talking about the movie? I don't know.
Oh, are we still going?
Yeah, I don't know. I think.
I mean, what more do you have to say? I feel like we covered it.
Is there more that people want to say? Is there anything else anyone else wants to say? I do. Also, I like the dad.
Steve's the real hero.
He's
the
trying.
MVP,
Yeah.
Okay. He's just here. He's like, my wife is going insane. She had a mental breakdown after her mother and her daughter died, and he's just trying to be there for his wife and his son. And then he gets.
That was so. I love that part when she throws the book into the fire and he just bursts into flames. I was like, oh. Oh no.
But I love Steve. Great job, Steve. Be the Steve you want to see in the world. It's really the message of this movie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, also, I also want to say, I think the movie's shot really well, generally.
Yeah.
It looks really good, but one thing in particular is the opening shot, where it's just like, it's like this long take and like zooms out from the window and like rotates around the house and then zooms in to the model house.
Yeah.
The miniature house, and then it like transitions to the actual like scene. Was really cool. I like that a lot. And I do like how. What?
Sorry, I just want to say that scene implies that everything else we see in the movie takes place in Toni Collette's like miniature world. So really, this is just Toni Collette playing with dolls of herself and her children, I think.
Oh my god, that's a good theory. Yeah.
Be kind of fucked up to do. Like, you just murdered your entire family in your dollhouse.
Oh
But-
my, yeah, it's actually just like her dealing with the grief of losing her mother. But and she's expressing it through dolls, and that's why it gets so extreme.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to do scores? Scores.
Oh, hold
Yes?
on.
Okay.
We didn't bring up the dinner scene.
Oh, Dan, do it.
Uh,
Do the thing.
the whole thing?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, hold on. I need to be... No, I can't.
You
You
can.
can't.
You can.
I can't
Can you do part of it?
I have to pull up the scene.
You literally did it. Like, before we watched, you just, like, went into it. Like, you just did the monologue.
Yeah, I know the monologue really well. I'm pretty pro. I can't just pull it out though. It's like asking a comedian to tell a joke on the spot. I can't do it on the
funny. Say something funny, Dan.
Yeah, Dan, you're a comedian. Say something funny.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, he's gone. Well, what is he? What is?
Oh my god.
You got it.
Thank God.
Well, yeah, the dinner scene is great. I love the dinner scene.
Yeah.
It is a lot. It builds some really great, very awkward tension.
Yeah.
And ooh.
Yeah.
The monologue from Toni Collette is like amazing, and then also Peter's response to it is like, "Oh God, oh no." It makes everything like way worse when he just says, "You were the one who made her go to the party." So it's like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of right, honestly.
I mean, so like it's they blame each other and it's nobody's fault. Like
That's true.
she was just trying to like make her daughter interact with other kids because her daughter obviously has trouble interacting with other kids considering she cuts Bird's head off at recess instead of like playing kickball or whatever the kids do. And like the brother wasn't trying to like kill his sister. He didn't know that the cake had nuts. Like it's not his fault. It's nobody's fault. And also, she was the dumb child who stuck her head out the window. I'm just saying.
So really, it's the sister's fault.
Yeah.
For sticking her head out of the window when she couldn't breathe.
Everybody knows you just stay buckled up, stay in your seat, hands and feet inside the ride at all times. That's all I'm gonna say. She didn't follow the rules.
What do you guys think the deer meant in the middle of the road? That little thing, right? The dead deer. Did that symbolize anything, or was that just a dead deer?
I mean, so deers usually symbolize innocence, and dead deers usually symbolize a loss of innocence.
What?
Not necessarily saying that was intentional, but I mean it fits if that is the case.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like you see that a lot.
all right. So, scores then. Yes.
Yeah, go for it. You brought it up. You go first.
I'll go first. I really enjoyed Hereditary. Despite I feel like it does have some problems. Specifically Peter's acting, or I forget it. Alex King, is that his name?
Alex Wolff.
I think
Alex
his performance
Wolff.
is not. Alex Wolff. I think his performance is not great. And I do think, like, the very end has, like, too much exposition going on. The very end, I wish it just, like, ended when he, like, entered the treehouse and, like, looked around. And also, I do think it, like, it's kind of slow at points. But yeah, despite that, it was a very good movie. Like 7 out of 10. Yeah.
All right. Dan.
Brendan.
Oh, me go. Okay, sure.
I assume you're the most negative.
I mean, probably. Hereditary, it was pretty cool. Not necessarily my cup of tea. Because the horror aspects didn't really get to me, and I thought they kind of looked ridiculous a lot of the time. So there's that. I spent a lot of the second half of the movie laughing at it instead of being terrified by it. But there's still a lot of like really good stuff going on, I think. Like we mentioned, there's a lot of technical prowess in this film. Like the way it's shot, directed is very good. Some great performances, great soundtrack. So overall, I'm still definitely like positive on it, but not very, because it didn't really grab me. But that's not to say that it wouldn't grab you. 6 out of 10.
This movie's jam packed. All right, it's not just your typical horror movie. All right, you got funny aspects to it because it's really funny, and sometimes it's also really traumatic and sad, and sometimes that's really funny. But like, sometimes it's really scary and it tries to be scary and it's not. Sometimes it is scary, sometimes it's not scary. I think it's a good movie to watch. Get a couple of friends, sit back, watch Alex Wolff. You guys know the Naked Brother Band? Nickelodeon show?
Yeah.
That's Alex Wolff. Did you know that Alex Wolff was in that?
He is?
Yeah.
I didn't
Alex
know that.
Wolff and Nat Wolff, they're brothers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
Shit.
Naked Brother Band, Nickelodeon, a little bit of nostalgia. I'm gonna give this.
Once your favorite childhood star be mentally tortured over the course of 2 hours.
Yeah, it's it's a good relatable flick if you have mental illnesses such as I. So I give it 10 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. Oh wait, sorry. I want to say one more thing. Alex Wolf doesn't look like he's in high school. I'm sorry.
That is true. Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, no. See, and that's funny. That makes it more entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
It's definitely like it definitely has like the school has like Spider-Man vibes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Where it's like everyone looks like they're in like their well this one's a bit better because in Spider-Man everyone looks like they're like late 20s.
Yeah, everyone looks like they're out of college in Spider-Man.
In Spider-Man
Here they
it's
at
really
least look
funny.
like they're in college, but
Yeah.
still in college, not high school.
Then in this movie it's more like people are probably like early 20s, like 20-ish.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
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 There you
So.
go. That was Hereditary. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it for this week, I guess. Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you Dan for choosing this movie and joining us on this podcast.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much. I've been meaning to see this movie for like a really long time, and you've finally given me that push to actually see it.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
And I'll actually also probably watch Midsummer because I've been meaning to see that for a really long time too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. And we'll be back sometime
At some point.
soon.
Yeah.
Probably in 2 weeks, probably. I think that's what we'll aim for.
Sure. Yeah.
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 All right. Yeah. Goodbye, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Goodbye, everyone.